All right, let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is warm up with an exercise from my book called Patterns, Melodies, and Rudiments. You can get that book at thedrummerbrain.com/store. As you can guess, that book is about three things: patterns, melodies, and rudiments. So we start with patterns, and I call them syncopation sets, but really they're just kind of grid sets, and we work through five subdivisions: triplets, 16th notes, 16th note triplets, 32nd notes, 32nd note triplets. I think the most valuable of those would be 32nd notes and 16th note triplets and 16th notes. Those are probably the ones that you're going to use the most on the kit. So in that book, I have it called Lesson 14, which would be 16th note triplets against 16th notes. So for those of you who don't know what that would be, if this is my quarter note, this is my click, 16th note triplets would be 6 notes per click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 16th notes, we all know what those are. That's 1 E endo, 2 E endo, 3 E endo, 4 E endo. And if I'm going here and you guys are having any trouble hearing me, just let me know. I'm watching the screen today. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do, let's just run the whole set, okay? So this is stolen, if you will, from Ted Reed's book Syncopation as far as the way that this grid is constructed, but you can also think your way through it too. If we're calling A 16th note triplets, that's our A. And our B is 16th notes. Right? Okay. So you can kind of split Ted Reed's. I call it also a moving grid. So like the first 4 would be A going through B. I will post all this stuff afterwards. Okay, so that's like number 1 through 4. Then what we do is A, B, B. And those 2 A's move through. And then the last one that goes over. And then from here, the rest of them, it's not quite as strict. It's like A, B, and then you flip that backwards, and then it's all B's, and then it's like B, A, B, 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 A, B. Then it's B, A, B, A. I'll just write them down. What the heck? And then all A's. And then A, B, A, A. Just so you guys know, I'm not just making this stuff up out of thin air. All of this stuff, by the way, if it's too confusing or too much for you to keep track of, it's available in the book. So you don't need the book if you want to practice this stuff. You could do it all in your head. It's not that complicated. But if you're a beginner and this is kind of overwhelming, that's what the book is for. Again, thedrummerbrain.com/store. All right, so this by itself is a little boring. Let's kick it up a notch and add some kick substitutions. So most of the time, people start putting kick substitutions at the end, so that would sound something like this. Sorry. So and then over 16th notes, that'd be. I think that's a little boring, so what we're going to do is put 2 in the middle of our 6, so. And then for the 16th notes, we'll put them on the end. So what that looks like. Sorry, bad handwriting. So that looks like this. Everybody see that okay? Maybe you want to screenshot that. So we've got right, left, kick, kick, right, left for our triplets, and then right, left, kick, kick for our 16th notes. So number 1 here would be... All right, that's a little boring, though, because it's all on our snare. Let's move it around, voicing it on our toms. Makes sense? All right, those are all the rules. We're ready to run our set. Mistakes might happen. Forgive me for those. Everybody ready? 1, and I'll probably speed it up too, since this is the first of the day for me. So I'm probably going to speed it up once I start feeling a little bit more warmed up. 1, 2, each one 4 times. Number 1, 1, 2, ready, here we go, and... Number 2. Not too hard, not too easy, just a little bit, right for a warm-up, right? I'm doing this out of my head. It's not that hard to memorize this stuff. In fact, I think memorizing really should be your priority with these grids. it's super clunky to read. I have it written down just for beginners to see what it looks like, but you should be able to do this stuff in your head, and it's going to strengthen your playing by doing it in your head as well. Make sense? Everybody follow me? All right, cool. So that is, what would that be? Syncopation set 14, I think it's called, from part 1 of Patterns, Melodies, and Rudiments. You can purchase that book at thedrummerbrain.com/store.